The following episode of UNB Live was recorded live on June 26.
Hello, friends, and welcome to a very special episode 40 now of UNB Live. Your community, your issues, and of course, this is your show. My name, Bob Price, alongside Upper Nicola Band Communications Officer Diana Moffat.
And Bob, with summer now here and another school year just concluded, today's show will hopefully make us all smarter and a bit more proud as we review the year that was and look ahead to the 26-27 school year with Nicola Principal Travis Klak.
But first, Diana, as we always do, we're going to begin this momentous 40th edition of UNB Live with the very latest community news. It's the people's business. We call it The Rundown. Next. Diana, I'd like to begin this edition of The Rundown with the summer solstice, which this year was double the pleasure. It's falling on National Indigenous Peoples Day. What a great time had by all accounts, as UNB members got together at Glimpse Lake.
Yes, June 21st was an awesome day. Not only did we have Father's Day, but we also had a great time at Glimpse Lake. Starting in the morning, we had a name-giving ceremony. We had about a dozen kids and members get their names, and then we had a great lunch, and a great time was had by all. We had horseshoes, we had lahau, we had Indian bingo, we had Indian car. So we had, I think it was 17 kids that fit in the car, or 18 kids and 11 adults.
Packed them all in.
Right full, and boy, oh boy, was it hard to get out of that car when they opened that door. They forced me in there. But yeah, so then we had great salmon feast for lunch, and I came third place in horseshoes. We got to do a lot of crafting. There was beading, there was face painting, all sorts of different things. Everybody had a grand old time. We wrapped it up probably about 3:30, and then yeah, everybody just kind of just went home, fed, full, happy, and had a wonderful day. It was great.
It's now the off season for UNB general band meetings.
Yeah, June 24th was our last general band meeting for the summer. As mentioned, in July will be the ONA, ONA AGA, and then in August it's going to be the UNB AGA. So they'll continue in September.
So we've just now closed the book on another school year, but I'm assuming the registration is still open and hopefully picking up for the UNB Youth Leadership Day Camps coming up at Glimpse.
Yes, we're going to start the day camps on the 8th of July, and they're going to run to the end of the 21st. So it's a day camp where the students or the youth or anybody that's going up there will go up there in the morning. Mm-hmm. Have a full day of learning, fun activities on the land-based learning, language learning, just all sorts of like crafting. And we'll also have the youth leadership, which will be the teenagers that are monitoring them. There will be adults there from custom team and whatnot, but it's kind of a step into their first job. And a lot of the kids that went to day camp are now the leaders.
I won't apply, but I understand we're needing a cook for the day camp.
Yes, we're going to need a cook for the day camp, and I'm glad you're not going to apply. But anyways, I digress. So yes, we need a day camp cook. You must have, food safe. You must have the ability to get all the materials. You will have the number of people that you're going to be cooking for. So send those in, and hopefully we can get another good cook.
You're a young'un, so you don't probably have to worry about this, but older folks... this is pretty important. Shingles vaccine clinic coming up?
Yes, as you said, the older folks. So they're recommending people 60 plus to sign up to get a shingles vaccine. And from my understanding is shingles is very, very painful. So go get your vaccination. You can call Cheryl at 378-6 378-6178. And her name is Cheryl, so book that in for July 7th at the health office.
Yeah, and it's a free shot again. Those who don't qualify are free, but we can still probably make an application for coverage.
I think you can get it after 50, from my understanding, if it runs in your family or if you have certain hereditary illnesses.
I'm hearing that Mr. Fitness Buzz Manuel is determined to keep us all in shape.
Yes, he's going to be continuing every Wednesday at the Upper Nicola Community Health area where we have our gym. He will be there every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30.
This is powerful, and it's probably a little bit raw as well. UNB Men's Group hosting a health and recovery retreat.
Yeah, July 10th to 12th, and it's going to be up Surrey Sussex Road. The poster will have the exact address, so you can just put it in your GPS. It'll be a drug and alcohol free event as we are celebrating recovery and mental health for the men. And I believe it's going to be a really great turnout as Spike will be there and he does a generally good job. And you will basically just get together, celebrate your milestones, and just keep doing the good job that you're doing.
As human beings, we are very social. This does the mind good as well. Weekly gatherings for mixing crafts, fellowship, and of course dinner.
Yep. We're going to be having craft nights where there's going to be all different crafts, whether it be lanyards or you can make keychains, maybe some earrings, rings, anything that you want to make, or maybe a ribbon dress or a ribbon shirt. But yeah, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. at the language trailer. You can go there and see Intolin, and you'll get to do craft nights, you'll get to learn some language, and you'll get to learn some culture and traditions.
Custom teamer, right?
No, this is up the health office with Intolin.
Oh, okay. Coffee with a cop?
This is our third month doing this. Every second Wednesday of the month, a constable will come out, maybe two, with coffee, donuts, muffins, and they just want to have a couple hours just to, chill and talk to the members and see if they have any questions or see what future plans are. So yeah, join Coffee with a Cop.
Another UNB Energizer bunny is Justine Manuel, busy as ever with language and cultural preservation.
Yeah, Justine is doing all sorts of different things. She does her classes in Kamloops twice a week. She does things in Upper Nicola twice a week. She will also be at the summer camp where she will be doing a daily activity with all the kids. And so that way, she can pass on her knowledge as she is growing up to be a very wise knowledge keeper. And, one day everybody will look up to her to learn everything as she works quite well with Maynard.
She has a passion. Diana, I want to sneak one more in here before we wrap. Registration still going on for a big elders gathering coming up in Vancouver.
Yes, the elders gathering deadline is July 17th. So you have to have your registration forms in to Jamie Lynn, and it's gov.exec@uppernicola.com. And if you need any forms, feel free to reach out to me, or you can look up on social media. But yeah, we have the forms, and you have until July 17th. So get on that bus.
Terrific. Well, it's been said that education is a passport to the future, a continuous process of acquiring knowledge, shaping character, and of course, fostering critical thinking. In this 40th episode of UNB Live, we have a very special guest. The UNB Live interview, next. So at the final 2025-26 school bell, now begins a time of reflection on the last 10 months, while also the planning begins for the start of another education calendar come September. In other words, while the kids have now gone home for summer, the work never ends for today's guest. We have with us Nicola School Principal Travis Klak. Travis, It's been a busy year. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you've got a lot of chores happening, cleaning things up from the year that was. I'd like to begin by asking you for a bit of an overview, if we can, for the year just completed.
Yeah, so we had a number of very significant highlights this year. One thing was definitely we had much higher attendance compared to last year. Um, and we had a lot of collaboration between our school and a bunch of the different UNB departments. So, for example, Juanita Lindley, Claire Paul, and Carmen Tom, they've been working with us a number of times, teaching us about the processing of hides, going through the entire process, skinning, scraping, poking, drying. And then we also got to learn the process of making buckskin cuffs. And then also Spike and Buzz Manuel from Kustum Tima. They also contributed significantly to our school. They taught our students about how to make fishing nets and how to use the nets and how to properly process the fish. And then alongside that, we've also had a number of grants come in, many of them through FINESC. For example, we had Learning on the Land and Water come in, and that was what supported our fishing program, the funding related to that. We also had our co-op grant through FINESC that supported employability skills for our older students, and they got to participate in things like first aid, water safety, WMIS, and food safe. So overall, there has been a number of things that we've had going on throughout the year, and it's been a very successful year, I feel.
Let me just do a follow-up to that, if I might, Travis. This, of course, was also your first year as a Nicola School principal. It had to be a bit of a learning curve for you as well, coming into a new community.
Yeah, it's always a learning curve getting to know everyone and getting to know the school. Unfortunately, UNB is very, very supportive and very welcoming and very kind. And, I've had nothing but support in getting to know my role.
So Travis, what challenges do we face at Nicola School because of such a small student body?
So I think the biggest challenge that we have is kind of related to funding, because we're such a small school. There's not the same amount of money that comes into a larger school, and ultimately that does have an impact on things that we're able to offer. Ultimately, I think we do a fantastic job with what we are able to offer, but I think if we're able to grow our student body a little bit more, there's things like sports, home ec, things in those areas that I'd like to see expanded upon.
Now, because of that student body, being small, under 20 students this past year, I think it's fair to point out that there can also be a positive, because given that small number, I don't think any other school, certainly in the southern part of British Columbia, can boast the same ability when it comes to working with students who might have some learning challenges. I mean, the student to teacher ratio has to be a huge benefit.
Yeah, really, we're able to offer a lot of the supports that the bigger schools aren't. So one of the big draws I find is that we have very, very small class sizes. So this year, for example, our largest class size was 5 students. Right? I mean, where else are you going to find that? In addition to that, we also really are able to kind of tailor the supports that we need for our students. We have, for example, an SLPEA, Cindy, and she also provides those additional supports for students who are struggling to try and get them up to grade level. Because ultimately, not all of our students come in with the same skill set, and some students require that additional support. So we have Cindy, we have Jackie, our educational assistant as well, who provides support for our students, as well as Tanya for our high school. So overall, there are many, many supports in place for all of our students.
So with all the supports that you have you can assure that any parent that wants to send their child to Nicola will have the full educational experience as they would, say, in a regular town school?
Yes. And with the caveat that if the student is in high school and looking at a very specialized kind of program, looking to go into specifically woodworking or metalworking or something like that. Currently, we don't have those facilities in place. Certainly, we can look at some collaboration with the high school in Merritt. But aside from that, anyone that's doing just a general academic program or even a high level academic program, we're absolutely able to support any of that.
So, so challenges, benefits um, uh, to that small student body. What's being done to attract more students to Nicola, and what might we be thinking about for the future?
In my mind, trying to attract students, the big thing there is just kind of getting the word out of what we're doing at the school. So this year we've done monthly newsletters that we've shared with our families and the community. And then at the end of the year, I also did an extended annual report. I know UNB generally does kind of a very condensed annual report for all the different departments, but I wanted to do something a little bit more extended that that kind of showcased all the things that were happening throughout the school year. And so I prepared that. I shared that with the families, and I actually asked Diana to hopefully share that with the community, so that everyone is able to get an idea of exactly what positive things we have happening. And I'm hoping that that with that, that some of the families will understand, the supports we have in place and the activities and learning opportunities that we have, and that will provide some additional buy-in.
Yeah, I took a look at your extended annual report, and yeah, I didn't read all of it yet, but it does seem like it's pretty extensive and it looks pretty awesome. I just wanted to ask, with all the ups and downs that are happening or that happened this previous year with like all the flooding and the classes being moved around and whatnot, how is it to be back in the school full time and everything's all fixed and up to date?
A few years back, there was the big flood at Nicola School, and up until the end of last school year, students were in different locations. This year, we got to start off the school year right in the school, and it's been absolutely fantastic. The school has been essentially completely renovated. Just about everything is new. We've got a new library. We have new books, textbooks, um, tech equipment in the school. Everything's brand new. So the students really have kind of a brand new school to walk into, and it's been absolutely wonderful this year.
So, Travis, within those classroom walls at Nicola, is there anything that you have a high priority on when it comes to, let's say, something you would like to see corrected going forward?
One thing that I noticed this year is kind of the lack of music that happens in the school. And I don't necessarily just mean traditional music, I mean guitar and things like that. That's something that I feel very strongly about. I'm, an informal musician, and and that's something I really want to see happening as far as some of our arts programming. So we're fortunate that we were chosen for a Music Counts grant of $15,000 that we're just working on finalizing right now. So for next school year, we will have quite a bit of music equipment in our school, and we'll be able to offer that programming for our students. The other thing is sort of sports related, and that partly comes down to having the very small student body. We do partner a lot with Central School in town, but I'd also like to see some partnership develop with MSS, so that we can partake in some of their learning as well.
Well, with the music grant and everything, and you getting your music coming in next year, That should help with the registration, I would think. How is the registration going for this coming year so far?
The thing I find at Nicola is families tend to register quite late, right up to the start date. So we've had a few new students commit to registering for next year. But aside from that, I'm still kind of unsure exactly who will be here. I do hope that families will be making that decision soon. And we're certainly open to registration anytime throughout the year. But the earlier the better. And even over the summer, families are certainly welcome to reach out to me and I can send a registration form and we can get the paperwork rolling.
I just want to follow up on that one, Travis. So registration is not just for Upper Nicola Band members, but it's for anybody in the Nicola Valley, correct?
We're open to anyone. You don't have to be a UNB member. Certainly, the school is tailored for UNB members as far as our language and culture and pieces like that. But we're open to anyone. We have a number of students from all the way down to Lower Nicola. This year, we've had a student who's living in Coldwater. And we do the busing service all the way from there. And we're open to anyone.
Okay, so hit me with your best shot. Why Nicola?
Our students are fantastic. Our staff are very caring and really want to see, the best opportunities for our students. Really, our students are so kind and caring, especially towards each other. This is not a school where there's bullying that happens. Everyone just kind of gets along and is friends, even across classrooms. We have good positive relationships between the high school and the middle years and the primary. And the other thing that really stands out to me is the land-based learning opportunities that we have for our students. This year we have been out on so many different opportunities as far as hide processing, traditional medicine picking, mushroom picking, and all those pieces tie in directly to the classroom curriculum and our 13 Moon curriculum. So there are so many opportunities here that we have that you really just don't find elsewhere.
There is a lot of great opportunities that Nicola School does. Are we able to maintain and keep the correct staff to meet expectations
And
of
attract
parents?
new staff as well.
Yeah, and the new staff as we have a new high school teacher.
Yeah. So we're very fortunate. For the most part, we have quite a long-term staff here. So last year, I was the only new person that came in. And then this year, we have turnover in our high school position. We did post for that, and we found a very qualified high school teacher who's coming over from Saskatchewan. And I feel like she will be very much a great fit for that position. So, we have everyone in place, and I think we're very well staffed for the student population that we have.
Final question, Travis. Year one for you as the principal of Nicola School. What did you learn from the past year? And what did it mean to you? How did it impact you working in this environment?
So I think this year has been really just a huge learning opportunity all around. Getting to know the school, getting to know the students, the families, the community, and also just kind of getting the school set up. This year we really focused on fixing a lot of those pieces from the flood and making sure that we had everything in place that we needed. So there was a lot of time spent just kind of making sure that we're set up for the future years. And so I think for next year, moving on, we'll have kind of everything in place that we need, and next year will be a very, very much more smooth year. At least I hope.
Nicola School Principal Travis Klak, we sure thank you for coming in. Terrific job in the school in the past year. And hey, now you get to sleep in for most of the next 2 months.
I look forward to it.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it for this 40th edition of UNB Live. Diana, who's next on the guest list?
Bob, we're celebrating achievements in sports as 3 UNB members have underscored the importance of chasing dreams, dreams that do come true.
And indeed they can, and they do. Thank you, Diana. So until next time, don't forget to tell your friends, tell your family about UNB Live. Also, don't forget to get a hold of us if you have an idea for a future show. Until then, stay safe.
See you later, guys.